McMansions truly are a fascinating piece of American housing culture. You either love them or you hate them. They exist pretty much in every suburban town across America. Today we're going to tackle where the heck did they come from, and do they continue to have any appeal at all? Just a quick definition for those of you who might not know what a McMansion is. A McMansion is the term for a large, mass-produced suburban home that is usually 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. It typically features flashy but often mismatched architectural styles, sits on a relatively small lot in a subdivision in the suburbs. It's built quickly and often prioritizes size over quality or design consistency. McMansions have often been labeled tacky for several key reasons. Many of these reasons relate to aesthetics, design incoherence, and perceived value. So here's what contributes to that perception. Number one, the architectural incoherence. Yeah, we all know what that means. They typically have mismatched styles. You've all driven through those neighborhoods where a home might have Spanish tile roof, Greek columns, Gothic windows, and colonial shutters, all on the same house and the same facade. And they have fake grandeur. For example, oversized entries, columns, or dormers that are not functionally necessary. These homes were mass-produced. Many McMansions are built from templates and lack the authenticity or detail of traditional architecture. What else makes them tacky? Poor proportions and scale. Many of these homes are way too big for the lot that they're built on. They tend to overwhelm their small or medium-sized lots, so they really look out of place. Another reason they tend to be tacky is that they have awkward layouts. They usually have unnecessarily large rooms, two-story foyers, or winding staircases that serve little purpose beyond drama. And lastly, they were usually built with low-quality materials. We all know it's super expensive to build a large custom home. So many developers cut corners with vinyl siding, plastic columns, and stick-on stone facades that really deteriorate very quickly. So why the heck do Americans buy McMansions? It's pretty simple. Many people think that size equals success. In American culture, bigger is often equated with better or successful. A McMansion offers a visual symbol of upward mobility and shows everyone that you have money or the perception of money. But unlike custom builds, McMansions are affordable luxury, if you want to call it that. These homes want to give off the appearance of wealth, but most are built cheaply and are really more affordable than other homes. Another reason people buy them is that they might have a large family or they like the entertaining space. With open floor plans, multiple bedrooms, and large kitchens, these homes really appeal to buyers who prioritize family space and hosting gatherings. So how did McMansions even become popular? Let's do a quick historical timeline. It really started in the 1980s and 1990s. We'll call it the rise of the McMansion. During that time, there was a huge suburban expansion. As cities sprawled and land was cheaper in the suburbs, developers saw dollar signs and an opportunity to build big homes for cheap. Mass production of these homes really began with builders like Toll Brothers, who streamlined production with pre-designed plans and economies of scale. It was really easy for them to plop down everywhere the same type of neighborhood. Then, in the 2000s, it really peaked. The McMansion was really thriving. During the early 2000s housing boom, McMansions exploded in popularity. Mortgage lending was lax, enabling buyers to borrow more and build even bigger. Then, the 2008-2009 financial crisis hit, and there was a backlash. Financial crisis really popped the McMansion bubble. Many of these homes were foreclosed or lost significant value. Overbuilt areas full of McMansions became symbols of the excess and instability that led to the crash. They were criticized for being wasteful, poorly constructed, and environmentally unsustainable. Many McMansion developments were abandoned mid-construction, creating ghost neighborhoods in places like Las Vegas, Phoenix, and parts of Florida. And really, since the financial crisis, the McMansion has really become a polarizing topic because these homes are built and they're still around, but many people don't have the same feeling towards them as they did 20 years ago. Gen Z and millennials have mixed views. Some see them as outdated or just plain ugly, while others value the space and affordability in today's tight market. The idea of bigger is better shifted towards smaller and smarter, especially for younger buyers burdened by things like student debt. And architects and critics alike often make fun of them as symbols of bad design and poor planning. So let's take a step back and say, what's the status of McMansions in Connecticut? Believe me, we have them here just like everywhere else. In many wealthy suburbs, in areas like Fairfield County or West Hartford, Glastonbury, these places attracted affluent buyers from New York and Boston looking for more house for less money. Many of these towns fell prey to the McMansion expansion during the late 1990s. So I have to say, we are not overrun with them like they may have been out in Arizona or Florida. They do exist here and can really stick out like sore thumb amongst our antique homes and homes built modestly pre-1980s. Connecticut also really had the zoning laws that perpetuated it. Many Connecticut towns had and still have single-family zoning, favoring large lot developments. Most of Connecticut's residential zoning allows for at least 1 acre, if not 2 acres of land per unit. So that just screams McMansion. So how do they fare in today's housing market? Well, to be honest, they still sell, but they might be harder to sell than other homes. So McMansions might struggle a little on the housing market today due to changing tastes, high property taxes because the homes are so big, and maintenance costs. Someone might walk into a massive kitchen that is covered from top to bottom with some type of tile or stone, and they just don't like it. And to them, it screams renovation. Or you walk into one of those huge, oversized rooms with the high ceilings, and you think, what does it cost to heat this thing in the winter? So when you add up all of these things, the outdated fixtures, the huge rooms, people might consider that a burden. And while they offer space, McMansions can be a mismatch for younger buyers seeking affordability and sustainability. And as I've said before, many buyers today are looking for smaller homes that have more character or more flow. So what's the verdict on the McMansion? Well, for those of you that love them, the McMansion isn't entirely dead, but it's definitely fallen out of fashion in many circles. As with many things, aesthetic preferences have shifted in the last 10 to 15 years. McMansions, they're large, often gaudy, architecturally incoherent suburban houses, definitely had their time in the spotlight and peaked in the early 2000s. Today's buyers, especially younger ones, tend to prefer cleaner, more cohesive designs like modern farmhouse, mid-century modern, or minimalist styles. And many don't like the environmental impact of having this huge monstrosity. Energy efficiency and sustainability matter more now than ever before, so sprawling, inefficient homes are a tough sell. Another reason is, with all the home affordability issues we're having in this country right now, zoning and density trends are concerns. Cities are increasingly relaxing single-family zoning to allow for denser, more affordable housing. So in the suburbs, new developments are often more master planned and community focused rather than just rows and rows of giant isolated homes. And lastly, there's been a shift in the luxury market as well. At the high end, wealthier buyers are now opting for custom builds with better materials and smarter layouts, not just extra square footage. That being said, McMansions still get built today, just more selectively and often in places where land is super cheap and the demand for status symbols still thrives. And on a funnier note, there are websites like McMansion Hell that popularized criticism of their awkward proportions and cheap construction. I definitely found many YouTube videos that talked about how McMansions are the homes that people love to hate, or why they became the ultimate American nightmare. But don't be too worried about McMansions. There are still plenty of people out there that love them and are willing to buy them in today's market. So, like I said, McMansions didn't vanish off the face of the earth, but the homes built after 2010 tend to be more design conscious and energy efficient. In some affluent suburbs, the McMansion has evolved, still large, but more refined and customized. And it definitely appeals to a certain buyer. So whether you love them or you hate them, they are a part of the American landscape. Just like any other trend in housing, they will have high points and low points. So what do you think? Do you think the McMansion was a high point or a low point in American housing culture? Have you ever owned one? Let me know in the comments. So are you interested in buying a McMansion in Connecticut? Reach out, I'd love to help. And in the meantime, have a great day.